1 Corinthians chapter 7 and Proverbs chapter 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 is an open dialogue. It opens with these 7 words, now for the matters you wrote about. And Paul actually was sent 7 questions. I want to read to you the 7 questions that Paul was sent by the Corinthians. And think about if you were sent these questions. These are tough questions. And Paul did an amazing job answering them. Here's the 7 questions. Paul was asked, what if I don't want to have sex with my mate, or my mate doesn't want to have sex with me? Whoa, what should a Christian do in that situation? Number 2, what if I feel like God has told me to abstain from sex in my marriage and to seek God more often? What should a Christian do there? Number 3, what if walking in sexual purity is really hard as a single adult? What should a Christian do there, Paul? Number 4, what if my mate is not a Christian, Paul? Can I divorce them? Is that okay with God? Number 5, what if my non-Christian mate divorces me, Paul? What about that? And number 6, what if there's really bad abuse in my marriage, Paul? And number 7, how do you know if you're called by God to a single life? So Paul was sent these 7 questions, and he says in chapter 7, now about the matters you wrote about. I tell you that because sometimes we just read the Bible and we don't think about, whoa, those were some tough questions. And Paul did an amazing job in this chapter of tackling really sticky subjects. Now, nobody can answer every angle of every question, but as a pastor, I'm telling you, he did a magnificent job walking between the razor blades and dancing on the tightrope and bringing truth to the heart of Christ and the Word of God as clear as he could on some really sticky and touchy subjects. And so it's fun to look at this chapter through the eyes of Paul before he wrote it. Whoa, what am I going to say on all these subjects? What's the heart of God? What's the Word of God? Now let's go over to Proverbs chapter 1. And Proverbs chapter 1 has a story that we're meant to laugh at. We're meant to look at with sort of a sardonic, sarcastic, are you kidding me kind of smile. Verses 11 through 13, let's read them first. It says, if they say, my son of sinners entice you, is verse 10, but verse 11 is what the sinners are going to say. The sinners say, if they say, come along with us, let's lie in wait for someone's blood. Let's waylay some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave and whole like those who go down to the pit. We'll get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. So here's what they're saying. Come on with us. Our goal in life is to lie to everyone and abuse every person we meet. And then verse 14 says, throw in your lot with us and we'll share a common purse. So verse 14 says, but you can trust us. We won't do that to you. And so you just have to laugh because that's what sinners do. They say, listen, our only goal in life is to lie to people and to abuse them and to use them, but we wouldn't do that to you. And you want to say, well, if your goal in life is to lie to everyone, then how do we know we're not lying? So it just unmasks how untrustworthy people are whose only goal in life is self and using other people. And you're meant to look at it before you have to experience it so you can say, my gosh, that's just silly. Who would want to hang around with people whose only goal is to use other people? So it's meant to be a silly, ridiculous thing because honestly, walking in those kind of situations is silly, and if we can see it before we ever get caught in it, we'll be protected. The Word of God protects us, the Word of God encourages us, and the Word of God brings the love of God to us. Hope you feel loved today. Share that love with someone else today. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.